Good day, great learners. Welcome to today's mathematical literacy lesson. My name is Bernard Donko, and this lesson is brought to you by the Northern Cape Department of Education in collaboration with the Pagama Research and Development. So today we want to look at paper 1, finance, as we are preparing ourselves for the exams, the prelims. We have to be sure that you are absolutely ready for each question that you will face. And I have no doubt that you are going to do very, very well. So let's get into it. Today we want to look at financial documents. What are we looking at? Financial documents. It forms a lot of the marks that you are going to face in paper 1. Therefore, it's a good idea that you are ready for that portion so that you will score as many marks as possible. I am very confident you will do well in this prelim, but let's see how things go for today. So one of the things that I want you to remember is that at the end of the lesson, you have to be able to read information directly from bills, from being able to write the name of the account holder for either electricity or water bills from the municipality. Those are the things we want you to get ready to say. I can be able to tell who this account belongs to. I can be able to know how much is still outstanding. Those are the things we need from you. Then, sometimes remember, they will give you a paper where the total due is there. And for a grade 12 learner, you have to be able to tell how did they come to that point. Those are the things we want you to do. The other thing which we want you to be able to do is that if you are given a formula, for either electricity, for water, whichever the case may be, you have to be able to use the formula to answer questions. You have to be able to use the formula to find missing values. Again, you have to be able to complete table of values and also use the table of values to draw graphs. Those are the things which are going to give you a lot of marks. Hence, the need for us to do this revision so that you are fully ready. But by this time, I hope you have an idea of how to multiply numbers, how to divide, how to subtract, how to do conversions. Remember, some of our previous lessons, we were dealing with conversions from meters to centimeters to kilometers to kilograms to tons. We have done all those ones. If you are still not sure, please consult your teachers. They will definitely get back and look for those videos so that you watch again and prepare yourself. All right. So we have some few questions that I want you to try. I want you to attempt. So I've got these ones which are on your screen now. I want you to define the following terms in your own words. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 terms. Remember, in paper 1, you might be asked to define 2 or 3 of them. So it is a good idea that you are always ready for anyone that comes your way. So I'm giving you, because they are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 2 minutes each. All in all, let's give ourselves about 10 to 12 minutes, and I'm sure you're not even going to need that. So let's go. We'll come back and discuss together. All right, welcome back, my learners. So the first one, they're asking you to explain or define what is a payslip. A payslip is a piece of paper given to an employee which gives the amount paid, tax, and other deductions made before the gross salary is paid. So when you work, you have to be given what you call a salary advice. Some people call it salary advice, others call it payslip. It's the same thing. It tells you how much money you are getting, what are the deductions and stuff. So as a grade 12 learner who is about to write the prelim and final, you have to be able to explain to us what is the payslip. The next one. I wonder what you wrote for this one. Who is an employer? I hope you don't say employer is somebody who employs someone. No. You don't want to use the word employ, because already the examiner says explain employer. So you don't have to use the same word employ. So you can write something like a person who works for someone else. A person or company who hires other people. That is what we call employer. And then the one who is doing the job, the one who is being hired, is who we call the employee. So you see now, because you are a learner, you are not an employer, you are not an employee, unless you have got some side business, of which I don't know about. Okay. Then, when we talk of occupation, you see, my occupation is I'm a teacher. I do teaching. But what is an occupation if you ask me in the exam? You just have to tell them it's your job or your profession. That is occupation. All right. Then we have salary. Remember, we were talking about payslip. You have to get salaried. So, what's the salary? It is your payment for the work that you have done. And usually it comes every month. You know why we are putting the every month there? Because if you are paid on a weekly or every 2 weeks, it is not a salary. We call it wages. WAGES, wages. You get wages if you are not paid per month. You are paid like per week or on a daily basis or 2 weeks. Once it goes up to per month, where they pay you every 30 days, it's no longer wages. We call it what? Salary. Then the last one, you see, your payment for work paid at the end of every week, but you can also get it at the end of every 2 weeks. We call that one wages. So then, this brings us to mind that you have to know the difference between salary and wages, because I remember past papers, they were asking you or your previous classmates to say, explain the difference between a salary and a wage. I hope this helps a lot. All right. So there are some few terms that we want you to know. What's an income? What's an expense? What's profit? What is loss or deficit? You see, some of the words, because some of us do not understand well, we end up not being able to explain in the examination. Then we get stressed because we feel like, say, if I understood this word, I was going to be able to do it better. Hence, we are going through here. So wherever you don't understand, ask the teacher to pause the video and then you go through it. Write it down. As you take notes, as you write down the points, it gets to stick in your mind. Remember, you are meant to succeed. So you have to do whatever you can so that you can do very well in the examination. When we talk of a break-even point, you have to know what is it. The point where the income of the business is equal to the expense. You know, there are certain words which you must not use, especially when you're talking of break-even point. Don't use the words like cross. Don't use words like intersect. But once you use them, you know we are not going to give you any marks. We don't want to use the word cross or intersect or even meet. Some of our learners, they define it as where the income and expenses meet. No, once you use meet, once you use cross, once you use intersect, it's a no. You don't get any mark. We want to find the word like same. So where the income is the same as the expense, or words like equal. So you explain it like where the income is equal to the expense. Do not use the words like meet, cross, and stuff. They have different meanings for us here. Okay. Then you have to know, when you talk of expenses, that we have what we call fixed expenses and variable expenses. Fixed expenses are those ones for the business which stay the same every month. Can you think of them? Anything that stays the same for the business? Good. Rent. Whether you have produced or you have not produced, you are going to have to pay. So it stays the same. How about variable expenses? They change, they vary, depending on how many items you want to produce. So for example, if you have been somebody who makes hats, or you are making matric jackets, you see how much money you are going to spend depends on how many materials or how many jackets you want to make. So we call it what? Variable. They vary, they change. Variable expenses. Do not forget that. All right, let's look at the following, because we are dealing with financial documents. So we need these terms like a debit, like a credit, a loan. Who is the borrower? Who is the lender? What do we mean when we talk of real or total cost? Those things are absolutely important for you to know, because I know some of you, once you finish matric, you want to be a business person. So how do you become a good business person when you are not able to explain these things? You have to be ready. When you talk of a debit, what is it? So now we want to ask you in the examination, explain what is a debt, explain what is a credit. When you say a loan, what is that? And you know that along the way, we have what we call personal loans, and we have what we call home loans. A personal loan, use it for whatever you want to do. But a home loan is the kind of money that you borrow for the purpose of purchasing a house or a property. You cannot even touch that money. It is not yours. If it's a personal loan, it comes into your account, then you spend. You go and buy food. I don't know which one is your favorite. All right. So when we talk of a debit, we are saying is the entry of the sum owed. So usually, when you see that they have given you a financial statement or a financial document in the examination, sometimes it comes with a minus sign. Once you see that's a minus sign, then you must know, oh, okay, this money, it went out of the account. If there's no minus sign, they will write it under debits. And then you see the monies that are written under credit. The credit are the ones which come into the account. They are yours. Either you deposited money there from the salary or whatever the case may be. But once they write under credit, it means the money that's coming into the account. Debit, the money that is going out of the account. All right. So let's continue. Now, when you want to work with financial documents, there are some few things you need to know. One, you have to know what you're paying for, my dear learners. Do not just give money willy-nilly because you have got the money. No, you must know what you are being charged. If you go to the shop and they give you money which is short of your change, you have to know. Even if it's 10 cents, you must ask them. They must give you because it's your money. All right. Then, when we talk of a rate, we talk of a special ratio that is used to compare quantities like 2:4, 1:5. That is using rate to check. Then, let's talk of this one. I gave a small example here. So if you pay 370 per kilowatt hour of electricity, your rate is what? 370. If you pay 90 cents or 16 rand for something, that is the rate which they are charging you. So can we go to the next portion? It is very important when you are dealing with the rate that you use division to compare two quantities. You see, all these things that I'm talking about here, I'm going to be working with you so you get to understand. So look at what I've given to you now. This is a payslip. Now we want to know what are the things or the kind of questions they can ask you as a learner. And I'm sure by this time you are ready. So this person is working there, and the person is called Anchor. He's working at Bob Billing and Banks. So I have a first question for you. And then the second one. Can you please write down the answer for me? I'm giving you just 2 minutes for those two. It shouldn't take as long. You go through the payslip there, and then you write what is the address of Bob Blinks and Bits. And then the next one is what is the employee number. So you go through the paper and write where it is written employee number. Let's go. We come back after 2 minutes quickly. This one should not take us long because I know you are ready. Welcome, learners. So let's check. What is the address? I hope you got 14 Polyps Road in Georgetown. Then the next one. So his employee number 79. If you don't see it there it is. I'm circling it for you. That is employee number. And then where is the address that I asked you to write? Look here. There. That is the address. So you see, when it comes to financial documents, you should be fine. There are another two questions on the board, question 3 and 4. Can we go over them quickly? All right. So we have the first question. How much does Anchor earn before tax? Before, not after. And then the next one is, how much leave does Anchor have? So see, I'm giving you some of the questions that you might be facing. So yours is to look on the payslip and tell me what you have. Let the teacher pause the video and then you must find me the answer. 2 minutes. Welcome. So what did you get for number 3? Okay. Let's see if it's the same as yours. I got 12,000 there. Did you get it? Good, good. How about number 4? What did you write? 13,5 days. That is the number of leave days. You go under leave. There we are. And then you get them. I hope you got all of them correct. All right. How about number 5? We say Anchor works at both Bling and Bits. What does she do? What is the job title then? Anybody? This one should not take us long. This is what I got. She is a manager. Can we continue now? All right. Now let's get into exam type questions, the ones that I'm expecting you to be ready to face in the examination. So I've given you something about a tax table, and that one is still for Anchor. We know how much Anchor earns. So what is the total amount that Anchor earns per year? Remember, you told me Anchor earns a certain amount per month. But this time I want the whole year. How much? 2 minutes. Welcome, learners. How much is the salary? He earns 12,000. How many months are there in a year? 12. So we say 12,000 multiplied by 12. What are we going to get? I want you to press. Please press with me quickly. You should be able to have 144,000. Well done. Well done. Let's go to another one. 1.2. What tax bracket does she fall into? Since you are saying the money is 144,000, where does the person belong to? Check here. Compare your 144,000. Look for it. Where are you going to find it? Is it bracket 1, bracket 2, bracket 3? Which bracket? Write it down quickly. Okay, let's compare our answers. Anchor belongs to the first bracket because you see, bracket 1 starts from 0 up to 165,600, which means we will find 144,000 on the way. Well done. All right. If you didn't write first tax bracket, you can write the values that are here. So even in examination, you can just tell me the bracket where it belongs to, and we will still mark it for you. All right. Let's go to number 3 or 1.3. Calculate the amount of tax Anchor will have to pay per year. I hope you know a little bit about your taxation because we are talking of financial documents. So how do you do this one? Can I give you about 2-3 minutes? Do it and then we'll come back and discuss together. Thank you. All right, welcome learners. So the first thing we have to do, we said that Anchor's salary belongs to bracket 1. What does bracket 1 say? It says 18%. 18% of what? 18% of the money that Anchor gets the year. So we say 18% of 144,000. Whether you say 18 over 100 times 144,000 or 144,000 times 18%, the answer will not change. So don't worry about that. What's the tax the person must pay? Anchor must pay 25,920. I need you to press it so that you are sure. So now, you see, Anchor is a taxpayer. So every taxpayer gets what we call a rebate according to their age. Another word for rebate is refund. They are refunding you so that you don't end up paying too much tax. So since Anchor is still working, then the assumption is that Anchor is less than 65 years. So if Anchor is less than 65, it means Anchor belongs to primary. What is the rebate for primary or the refund? 12,080. We subtract because rebate, the other word is what? Refund. We refund Anchor 12,080 according to age. So Anchor will only pay 13,840 rand. That is it. Then you see, this kind of question can give you like 3 or 4 marks. So think about it. Getting 3 marks here, 4 marks, 2 marks there. Before you are aware, you have already passed 100 out of 150. Believe it, because you are going to do well. Okay? Since we know how much Anchor pays, we want you to calculate the amount of tax Anka must pay every month. So use that money which you got from 1.3 and tell me what to be the monthly tax. Quickly. All right, so let's check. We know that the tax to be paid is what? 13,840. But we are spreading it across the 12 months. So every month, how much must Anka pay? 1,153 rand and 33 cents. I hope you got that correct. I'm so proud of you. You are doing very, very, very well. Okay, so let's get to the next one. We are still using the same payslip, but now we have question 2. 2.1. It says, Anka's boss gives her a 20% increase. Increase means Anka is going to get more money now. She's going to get more money than the 12,000 that she's getting. So what will be her new salary? I want you to work it up for me quickly. This one should not even take us 2 minutes. Take the calculator, press quickly. What are you getting? This is what I got. So you see, this is the 12,000 that Anka is getting, isn't it? Then you are supposed to work 20% of this 12,000. That's what you are supposed to do. If you don't go this way, you can actually say 20 over 100 times 12,000. Whatever answer you get, you're going to come back and add it to the 12,000. It's still the same. So let's look at what's happening there. What will be the new salary now? 14,400. So what was the increase? You can find it easily. You can just say 14,400 minus 12,000 and it's going to give you the amount. Let's go to 2.2. So now the question is, you see, Anka has got a bigger money now. Will she belong to a new tax bracket or she will still belong to bracket 1? This one is a very nice question. So can we check? Let's work it out quickly. So what do? We know that the salary is now 14,400. So we multiply it by 12. Can you work with me quickly? Press 14,400 times 12. What did your calculator say? Okay. Mine said 172,800. So where are we going to find 172,800? Check on the tax table and you will find that Anka will belong to a new tax bracket. It's no longer bracket 1 because bracket 1 goes to 165,000. This time, Anka is around 172,000. So Anka has passed that stage. Let's go to 2.3. This one, you have to work it out. Let's do it quickly. 3 minutes, you must stop. Wherever you have a challenge, just ask the teacher to pause the video and then you must try it so that we go together. Because there's no point in you sitting and just watching. You must press. Press on the calculator, make mistake, put your right hand or your left hand up, call the teacher to come there to assist you quickly. So, you see, this one, the 5,600 was for bracket 1. So it means that we want to find out how much extra did Anka get so that she goes to the next bracket. We realize that, oh, it's now 7,200. Good. So what do we do with this information? What we are going to do now, we are going to say, this one is taking us to bracket 2. So we say 29,808 plus 25% of 7,200. And that will give us 31,608. If you made a mistake, can you ask the teacher to come and assist you quickly? Because we want you to get this kind of taxation questions correct, ready, scoring, so that you feel extremely proud of what you have done. So now do not forget, again, we have to talk of rebate. What did I say is the other word for rebate? Anyone? Yes, refund. Another word for rebate is refund. So Anka is supposed to get 12,080 refund from the 31,000, which means she will only pay 19,528 rand. Now, remember, the examiner says how much more in tax will she be paying per month, not the whole year. So that's why you saw me dividing it by 12, which means that it's going to be now 1,627.33 cents. Remember, the first one was 1,500 33 rand. So now here we are. We have 1,627 33 cents minus 1,153 and 33 cents. Subtract the two. How much more? We want to know what is the extra tax that Anka must come out from the pocket. So she needs 477 more. You see such a question, you can get about 6 or 7 marks. So think about it. If you're able to get it correct, you are going to have serious marks there. And I know that you're going to do it. Now let's look at something different. We are still on financial documents. So we want to look at the payslip. What is UIF? According to you, by this time, if you don't know it, no. UIF. What is it? Unemployment Insurance Fund. Thank you very much. And we know that UIF is 1% of the salary, isn't it? So how much will Anka be paying for UIF? Quickly, you take your calculator, press 1/100 times the salary for Anka. Remember that the person got 14,000. I think it was 14,400, unless I made a mistake, but double check. If it's 14,400 or 14,000, it's not a problem. Just work out 1/100 times the amount, and then you work it out. So what I did here, I got 144. So it means it was supposed to be 14,400. Did you get 144? That's how much they deduct from Anka. I hope you know why people pay UIF. Because it's very, very important. If you work and don't have UIF, what if you are retrenched? You're not fired, you are retrenched. Like the job is finished. What should you do? Okay, let's go to 2.5. What does Anka owe in deductions? So I want you to check where it is written deductions. And then answer this question. And you must write your answer in place of B here. So you have got 2 minutes. Can we go quickly? We come back and discuss together. Welcome, my learners. I wanted you to write something like this. Can you see there's the pay as you earn, the one that we calculate 1,153. We have the 120 rand. We have 454. And then we have got 300. We're talking of deductions. You add all the deductions and then you get the total answer. All right. So let's go to the next one. We have question 2.6. We are now talking of net. What does the net usually catch? It catches only the fish, the things that you are supposed to be getting. Then the rest of the water gets back into the river or the sea. So net, the money that is left after all deductions. So what is the net fee? Let's go quickly. Good. I hope you know where I'm getting 12,000 from. There. And then I hope you know where I'm getting 2027 from. All the deductions you put together and then you subtract the two. That should give you 9,972 rand and 67 cents. Well done if you got it correct. Now it's your turn. I want you to work 2.7 for me quickly. Can I read the question? Okay. It says, work out how much tax Anka has paid if her salary end to date is 36,000. So far, she has paid 36,000 in terms of the salary that she's earning. But how much tax has she paid on? Because you know how much is the salary, isn't it? You know she's earning 12,000. So how did she get to 36,000? At least you have an idea now. Then work from there. So this is how I wanted you to do. You see, we have 36,000. I'm dividing by the 12,000 that she gets every month. It means that she's going to be paying 3 months tax. She paid tax on the first month, the second month, and the third month. Or you can say she paid tax on the first salary, second salary, third salary. That's what we mean by how much tax Anka has paid over the 3 months. So we know every month they deduct 1,153 and 33 cents. So what do? We multiply it by the 3 months that Anka has been paying so far. And that should give us 3,459 rand and 99 cents. Okay, how about number 3? Now, what does anchor owe in deduction? We've already discussed that, so I hope by now you got it correct. There we are. Good. Then, how about question 4? We have talked of anchor's net pay. I hope you managed to do it now. Welcome, learners. Anchor now, because she's earning money, she wants to buy a car. So she has got 2 options there on the screen. So I'm asking you questions about it. What is the first one? How many kilometers does each car have on the clock? So I want you to go closer into the information given there for each car and try to find out what I'm asking for. Quickly. The first one is the Chevrolet. So, how many kilometers? You are supposed to get 8,333. How about the Toyota Yaris? Good. It should be 92,817. That is the number of kilometers there. So, let's go to the next question. 6.2. In which year was each of the cars produced? So, I want you to go closer. You will find out the year. The years are there. You look for it, and then you write it down. So what is the one for the Chevrolet? It was made in 2012. And then the Yaris, it was made in 2009. How about question 6.3? Which car has a bigger engine? I don't mean like go and take out the engine and measure. No. The information has been given to you there. Which one has the bigger engine? So let's start with the Chevrolet. It's a Chevrolet Spark 1Q. And then the next one, I hope you got it correct in that case, meaning you have to go back and go closer. You will see the information that is being given to you there. Go closer, you will find out. The engine CC, can you see that? It's written 1.1. So this one is engine 1.2. That's what we mean by the engine size. Which one is bigger? We have 1.1 and 1.2. So you must write it down and then let's move on. Okay. Let's go to the next one. We have question 6.4. If you look closely, what kind of fuel do these cars use? Do they use diesel or do they use petrol? Check closely and tell me the answer. The Chevrolet and the Yaris, they both use petrol. Okay, how about 6.5? You see now we are talking of financial document. So basically, I am asking this kind of question because I know you might find some of them in the examination. You have to get absolutely ready because I know you're going to score as many marks as possible. So we have the next question. What is the price for each car? So you must look closely. How much are they selling the car for? Write your answer for the Chevy, write your answer for the Yaris, and tell me what you got. Okay, so the Chevrolet, they're selling it for 99,900. There. And then the Yaris, look closely, you'll find the price. What is the price? 89,900. All right. So now we go to another type of exam question. This time, Anka decides to pay 10% deposit and then take out a loan so that she can buy one of the cars. So all what you are doing here, I am giving you a formula that you can use to find out the answer. You don't have to stress. When we are able to give you a formula, you have to try and substitute the values. You should not stress at all how difficult or how complicated. Each of the values there, as long as you can substitute them, you are going to get a lot of marks. But let's look at question 7.1. What is the deposit amount for each of the cars? Remember, the Chevy was 99,900. So you can work out 10%, and then it means that the deposit is 9,990. What about the Yaris? You work out 10%. So 10 over 100 times 89,900, you should get 8,990. But then 7.2, how much will she have paid for each car at the end of 5 years? So I need you to work it out. Remember, the car was 29,900. Then we gave them a deposit of 9,990. So currently we are only owing 89,910. But what do we do next? You see, I gave you a formula that looks complicated to you. It's not complicated. I, the interest, 13.5. N, 5 years. This is future value. So we are substituting the values into the formula. That's what you see there. The 89,910 is the money left that I must pay after we give them the deposit. Then the next one is the 13.5 interest, 13.5%. Then this 5 is the number of years. So what are you going to get? It means that you end up paying 169,350 and then 82 cents. That is for the Chevrolet. So use that same idea and let's get for the Toyota Yaris. Yaris, this was the price. Let's pay the 10%, which was 8,990. So all in all, we are only left with 80,910. But then I've given you all the information. Yours is to substitute. Can you see the only difference here is the price of the Toyota Yaris. So we are going to end up paying 152,398.79. We have 7.3. You must do it quickly. If you haven't challenged, please ask the teacher to pause the video and ask for assistance, because that's how you're going to be better. Practice makes perfect. So what will she pay per month on each car? We're going to take the monies that we just calculated now, and then we divide by the number of months that are there. So we know the Chevrolet, this is the price that we are owing. We are dividing it by 5 years times 12 months because we are paying per month. So 5 years is going to be 60 months. So this is how much Anka is going to pay. 2,822 Rand 51 cents. How about the Yaris? 1 minute quickly, you must do it before I show you the answer. Welcome. So here, can you see I've still said 5 times 12 because 5 years times 12 months. So the amount that we are owing divided by the number of months we have to pay. And this time, Anka will pay for the Yaris 2,539 Rand and 98 cents. Well done if you got them correct. The question is this time, which car do you think Anka should choose and why do you think so? This is an opinion question, meaning I want you to think for yourself. Some people, it's not about how much you pay per month. They just love the car. If they like Yaris, they'll go for Yaris because it is made by Toyota. If they like Chevrolet, they'll go for Chevrolet. It's all about personal preference. So whichever you have to go, you go for that. But these are some ideas in case you find it in examination. For the Chevrolet, why? I can say that even though the car is more expensive than the Yaris, it has more than 80,000 kilometers left on the clock. So the kilometers count. If you have more kilometers, it means the engine has been running for a long time. So it doesn't have a lot of time left in terms of strength. That's one of the reasons. Then the next one says the car is also 3 years younger than the Yaris. Maybe that's why somebody will choose the Chevrolet. How about if you want to defend the reason why you want to take the Yaris? Then you must say the Toyota Yaris is 300 Rand cheaper. So now we are talking of money. We're talking of how much I must pay per month, how much I must pay per month for each one of them. Then we find that, oh, okay, so the Yaris is 300 Rand cheaper per month than the Spark. What does that mean? It means now you can get some money to buy fuel, you see, because you have a smaller engine. Those are the things I need you to think about. So coming together, let's summarize what we have been learning so far. Again, it is very important that you understand what you are paying for. Never ever forget that. The next thing is that When we talk of a rate, you must know. Can you see we talked of 300 rand per month cheaper or 2,200 what per month for the payment? That is the rate. You pay this much per month for the car that you have bought. So then the next thing is you have to ensure that you go and practice, because practice makes perfect. I'll put some few questions here and I want you to try it. We will get the answer in the other lessons that we are about to have. I hope you are ready and this revision is making a lot of difference in your life. I will see you very soon. Bye bye for now.